Hello everyone and welcome to WXOU Sports on YouTube. We're live here from the OU Credit Union Arena for an Oakland Golden Grizzlies men's basketball Horizon League matchup. OU will be taking on the Cleveland State Vikings for the second of 4 in a row on the blacktop. I am Gavin Smilowski, your play-by-play for today, and to my right is our color commentator, Maryanne Sanford. Maryanne, how are we doing today?
Pretty good. You know, the Golden Grizzlies beat Cleveland on the blacktop last year, 91-86. We've won 6 of the last 10 matchups. Tonight's definitely going to be an easier game for the Grizzlies, but that doesn't mean they can be laid back whatsoever since they're tied with Wright State for first in the Horizon League right now. Cleveland State is currently 5-11 overall, and they're 1-4 in the Horizon League. As a team, they're averaging 79.4 points per game, 10.3 three-point shots per game, 35.8 rebounds, 14.4 turnovers, and then they lost 71-74 to Purdue on Sunday, and the Grizzlies are coming off a 96-73 win over Robert Morris on Sunday, which will take them 8-8 overall and 4-1 in the Horizon League, and they're running on a 2-game win streak. As a team, they stand an average of 83.3 points per game, 7.1 three-point shots, 34 rebounds, 10.1 turnovers. And then when you break it down to the players, like Brody Robinson, he stands at an average of 15.9 points per game. He's got a 39.3 three-point percentage. He's got a 75% free throw percentage. And then there's Isaac Garrett right behind him with 15.7 points per game. He's got 7.1 rebounds and an average of 82.1 free throw percentage. And then right now, the Grizzlies are missing players like Nassim Ashur and Nate Deere, who are out for the rest of the season. But this is definitely going to be a good game as for practice for their game against Wright State on Sunday.
Yeah, of course, Cleveland State, you know, as you said, struggling this year in conference, 1-4, they're 10th. So Oakland, they've had a couple of games that have been important to them, starting this homestand, obviously, beating RMU, as you said. What a fantastic game that was offensively, showcasing what Oakland can do as a team. One big difference that we've seen from this OU team, for anyone who hasn't been watching or hasn't been listening, is this general sense of a movement offense. It's not one person who's bringing all the points. As you said, Maryanne, we have 2 people that are nearly averaging 16 per game, a team that's averaging about 84 per game, which is much higher than we've seen in the past. Oakland, a team that usually prides itself on fantastic zone defense. That can't be zone is known all throughout college basketball, has not necessarily gotten any worse, but definitely taken a backseat to that fast-paced, active offense that we've seen. Garrett has been one of the true leaders, one of the transfers, along with Brody Robinson. And this game today, it's just merely another one before, of course, that pivotal Wright State matchup. As you said, both teams 4-1 in conference. Wright State already had beaten Oakland at home, so this game coming up is going to be huge for that first place in the conference. And as we get ready for tip-off, both teams head to the floor. For Cleveland State, we'll see Jaden Lipscomb, Trey Beard, Priest Ryan, Dan Nessa, and Josiah Harris. As for OU, we've got Zaire Wells, Brody Robinson, Michael Hogue, Baru Nevalarua, and of course, Isaac Garrett. And I think I would expect a pretty fast-paced offense today with what Cleveland State's been able to put up. They just recently, as you said, lost to Fort Wayne, which was one of the teams that OU took on earlier before the end of that fall 25 educational year. So one of the early Horizon League matchups, and they did beat them pretty easily then. So we'll see how these teams fare against each other today. Tip-off, after a little bit of a bobble, ends up in the hands of OU. Brody Robinson up top at the Grizzly logo. He'll be guarded closely by Trey Beard, and hitting the floor quickly is Baru. Baseline, drive, pass out. Brody Robinson now into the corner. Wells lets one go. That one's just off the front of the rim. Ball off the hands of Cleveland State. That'll be Nessa, who barely misses that rebound. OU under the basket. Brody Robinson will take it out underneath. Looks for some sort of inbound, nearly gets the 5-second. Pinned in the corner is OU, and they flip to the opposite direction. Far corner, three's off target, but it's rebounded by Garrett. Garrett back out to Baru. Up top at the Grizzly logo, this is Robinson. He's guarded closely by Harris. Gives it up, Wells cuts through the lane. Outlet pass, open from three, Hogue lets one go. Off the backboard, but rebound again offensively. And they're gonna call, I believe this is a wet spot on the floor. They're gonna take a quick timeout to wipe that down. So very quickly, 3 offensive rebounds for OU to stay in this first possession.
Yeah, you know, and that's really what they need to do to really get this game going pretty quick here.
Ball, sideline, Wells, inbounds to Garrett. He cuts baseline, one-on-one, gives it up, and it's taken away. Good steal there, this from Nessa. In transition now, Cleveland State, the Vikings have it. Ryan in the corner, tosses it over to Lipscomb. Lipscomb, up top, he'll retreat to the Grizzly logo, tosses it across to Beard, back to Lipscomb, guarded by Garrett. Up at the top of the Grizzly Bear. Harris, back to Lipscomb. Cleveland State just treading along that three-point arc, struggling to break into that zone. Beard's gonna have to let one go from deep and knocks it down. What a start for Cleveland State. And the first basket of the game gives the Vikings a 3-0 lead after a minute and a half. Robinson hands it off to Hogue. He cuts through, picks up his dribble at the free throw line, nearly loses it, back out to Wells. Quick reset here for the OU offense. Wells looks to attack. Backdoor cut. This is Robinson on the baseline. Ball lost. In transition now is Cleveland State off that steal. Nearly losing control in the corner, Beard, but he gives it up. Quick crossover move, beautiful play there. Nessa, outlet pass, Lipscomb. Gives up the 3, cuts through the lane. Finds baseline pass, easy layup there for Nessa. And that'll be 2 more for Cleveland State. Nevalerua now in the corner. Guarded by Harris. He looks to attack. Puts his shoulder down, lets one go off the front of the rim. Offensive board, Hogue. He keeps it alive for the Grizzlies, goes up, and he'll draw the foul. Free throws coming for OU.
OU just really struggling to find that spot offensively and get a shot up. You know, Cleveland State already in the 5-point lead, so they're getting ahead pretty quick here, and the Grizzlies really got to find their place on the offense.
Yeah, OU, I mean, a team that we were consistently bragging about how their high-powered offense, and you've seen it if you've listened or watched over the past couple of games. But, you know, we're at 17:45 already, and this is the first points of the game, but no made field goals right now for OU. Hogue looks to earn them at the line. Easiest way to get into a rhythm shooting is to get some easy free throws up. Hogue will knock them both down. Score now 5-2, 3-point lead for Cleveland State. This is Lipscomb up top, guarded by Robinson at the logo. Gives it up, Harris. Wells, the defender, still treading along that 3-point line. Cleveland State dashing to the rim now is Ryan. He goes up with a jump shot, way off target, nothing but nothing. But an offensive rebound by Harris, tosses it all the way back out to Lipscomb for a reset. In the corner now, Nessa's with it, guarded by Wells. Nessa just inside the 3-point line, and they're gonna call a traveling violation. Nessa can't believe it, and it'll be OU basketball. One thing I think that needs to be noted, Maryanne, is how many students we now have in the student section. I mean, this is much more than we've seen most of the season, so hopefully we get some noise out of them.
Absolutely, and hopefully it really helps the team get that energy up themselves to pull a quick win here today.
Robinson up top now. Just past the 17 mark. Robinson with the outlet pass. Garrett, he cuts. Back to the basket, spin move, puts it up with the right hand off the backboard, but off target. And another offensive rebound for the Grizzlies. Hogue's got another one. He goes up. That one's also off target. And this one will land in the hands of the Vikings. Harris brings it down. Setting the offense is Beard. Lipscomb now. He looks to cut in, finds some space, tosses it back out to Beard. Back to Lipscomb. Lipscomb from another zip code. That one's off target, and it's going to be off the hands of, I believe, the Grizzlies, and it's going to stay with the Vikings out of bounds on the sideline.
You know, the Grizzlies, you don't really see them struggle like this in the beginning of a game this pretty late on in the season, and it just really seems like they're kind of struggling to find that momentum here today.
Yeah, this is not necessarily the game you want this to happen either. This is seen as a bit of an easier opponent with what's standing ahead on Sunday against Wright State. Ryan with it, cross-court pass, Beard, and that one's blocked. What a block there on the 3-point shot. Nevalerua skies through there. He's in transition, goes up for the dunk, and he's hammered on the way to the rim. Free throws on the way. That one would have blew the lid off here to start.
Absolutely. You know, everybody wants to see a Baru dunk. And with the student section packed like it is here tonight, it's a lot of energy to see that dunk here tonight.
OU heading to the left, directly in front of the student section. That one would have had an impact, but free throws on the way. Once again, just shy of 4 minutes passed here in the first half, and Oakland is yet to knock down a field goal. The only reason this isn't getting out of hand is because of how great their defense has been at the other end, and also the 5 offensive rebounds that they already have.
Absolutely.
First free throw is good from Baru. And Baru will look to cut the lead to 1. And that one's down. Score 5-4 now. Just a 1-point lead for Cleveland State. Lipscomb immediately double teamed at half court. He struggles to get one out. It's taken away. Wells has it 1-on-2. He takes it himself, flies through the air. Beautiful layup at the rim.
Amazing shot there by Zaire Wells to take the score 6-5 with 16 minutes left to go in the half.
Up top, Lipscomb now. Tosses it over to Beard. Guarded by Robinson. At the logo, Beard looking for something underneath. Nearly taken away. And he picks up his dribble up near the logo. Inlet pass down to the block. Ball taken away. Almost saved by Baru. And it'll stay with Cleveland State underneath the basket. And that's going to take us to our first media timeout. Score 6-5, 1-point lead for OU, 15:41 to go in the first half. You are listening to WXOU Sports on YouTube. We'll be back with you guys shortly. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to WXOU Sports on YouTube. Out of the first media timeout, only Oakland finally gaining some traction. They've got the 1-point lead with 15:41 to go. It'll be Emery Jr., the inbound for Cleveland State. 3 off target from Lipscomb. I'm sorry, that's Beard. And it'll be a rebound for OU. OU keeps their 5 out there. For Cleveland State, Wonders, Emery, and Pure Lewis join the floor. Wells has it, hands it off to Brody Robinson. Looks to cut, attacks one-on-one with Emery. Finds Nivalarua. Baru. Wells now, cuts to the rim, floats up there, just off target. Rebounded by Garrett, who puts it up. That one's also off target, and OU will keep it underneath. I mean, a bunch of offensive rebounds for OU, but, I mean, they've converted nothing right underneath the rim.
Absolutely, yeah. They just really can't find that open spot to take a shot and, you know, get some momentum offensively.
A team that doesn't usually struggle scores actually a lot of their points down low. Not off to a good offensive start. Underneath, Robinson gives it up, and they're going to call out of bounds there. Garrett catches the inbounds pass on the end line with a foot out. It'll be Cleveland State basketball.
That's just, you know, a small mistake that you can't really make when you're struggling this early on in the game.
Up top now, Beard has it. Gives it up to Emery. Back up to Beard, guarded by Robinson at the Grizzly logo. Beard looks to attack. Finds Nessa. Back over to Emery. Lets one fly. That one's off back iron. Flies up and rebounded by Nevalerua. Oakland in transition, 5-on-4. Finds Wells, who cuts baseline. He floats through the air. Beautiful layup once again, Zaire Wells.
Zaire taking the score 8-5, 14:30 left to go in the half.
And Wells takes it away at half court, and he floats to keep the ball from going out of bounds. Offensive board on the other side. Baru, and I mean, incredible show of energy for OU right now. I mean, Zaire Wells floats the rim for two, takes away a pass on the way down in transition, keeps himself jumps up onto the fans on the sideline, and then back going the other way. Nevalerua with the offensive board, keeping it alive, and 2 free throws on the way for the Grizzlies. Score only 8-5 with 5.5 passed. First free throw down for Baru. Oakland shooting an abysmal 18% from the field right now, 2 for 11. I mean, that's just not what you want to see, but despite that, maintaining a 3-point lead. And that one rattles out. Score now will be 9-5, 4-point lead, for OU. Emery will take it for Cleveland State. Back over to Beard. Beard tosses it back to Emery, lets one go from 3, straight on, off target, rebounded by Baru. Quickly, it's a 2-on-1. Wells throws one down. Beautiful dunk for Zaire Wells.
That really gets the crowd going here tonight. Amazing energy here from the student section and just everybody in the arena. It's really nice to see Oakland get that momentum and feel the energy from their fans.
Great dunk in front of the student section. And it looks to be that the net may have come a little bit loose on that dunk. I'm not sure if they're going to call a quick break to fix that. Discussion still going on. They're going to take a quick timeout, and we're going to take a quick timeout as well while they tend to the basket. You are listening to WXOU Sports on YouTube. We'll be right back with you guys. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to WXOU Sports on YouTube. Score 11-5 after the equipment timeout, and a beautiful dunk in transition for Zaire Wells brings the OU crowd into it. Wells, he's already got 6 points today, and it'll be Cleveland State basketball. Emery brings it up the floor. Robinson, the defender. It'll be Pierre Lewis in the corner now. Letting one fly, Cleveland State. That one's off target. That was Wonders. In transition now, Wells has it. We've seen this one before. He goes up to the rim, but it's taken away. Great defense in transition for Cleveland State. The Vikings come the other direction, and that one's picked by Brody Robinson. OU with the ball back. Dribble off the foot of Robinson. And they're going to say it was deflected, but he dribbles it out of bounds. Incredible defense in transition both times for Cleveland State to keep OU away from the basket.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, down low, they saw Zaire coming in, and they were like, not going to let it happen again. So that was really great defense on their end.
Emery, and they're going to call a technical foul. This one's going to be assessed to who else but Greg Campy. He was furious, thinking there was a foul on that last play, and all of our beautiful assistant referees in the stands also disagree with it. Thank you guys for being here, of course.
Absolutely.
And they're going to assess the technical to Campy. Free throws on the way. Score 11-5 with 13-17 to go. And the crowd stands behind their coach, Greg Campy. It'll be Beard shooting the free throws. He's got 3 points today for the Vikings. And the technical free throw is good. Second one will be taken as well. And knocks them both down. That's going to cut the lead to 4. And it'll also obviously be Vikings basketball as Hogue and Garrett look to check back in, along with Coy Thurman, who will hit the floor for OU, taking out Baru, Zaire Wells, and Brody Robinson. Cleveland State keeping their 5 out there. It'll be Emery from the sideline. Gets it back, nearly taken away by Thurman. And Thurman, great on-ball defense right off the bench. He brings the energy from that backup point guard position. It'll stay with Cleveland State. Shot clock goes down to 19. And they'll take it from the backcourt. Emery Jr. guarded by Garrett at the Oakland logo, just beyond the three-point arc. Out to Wonders, who swings it over to Beard. Beard back to Emery. Beard. And he drops his shoulder there, but they're going to call a blocking foul. This one will go on White, who had just checked in as well. Absorbs the contact, but isn't set. And that'll be the second team foul on Oakland. Up top, Emery has it, guarded by Thurman. He looks to cut, and they're going to call another foul. This one is going to be a reach on Garrett. One of the reasons that OU was able to jump out to such a lead and such a win against RMU was their ability to draw foul shots. So far, that has not been the case.
Yeah, you know, they're just really struggling in a game that they shouldn't necessarily be struggling in.
Looking to cut, Emery. He goes up with the right hand. Beautiful reverse off the glass. And they're going to assess someone with a foul on the way down the court. I think that was Pierre-Louis. And it'll be Oakland basketball now, up to 11-9 with 12:35 to go in the first half. Thurman up top, guarded by Emery. Thurman waiting for the offense to develop underneath him. Gives it in the corner to White. Down low, Garrett, back to the basket. He takes the double team. Full swing in the corner. We have wide open. Marshall lets one go. That one's off target. Put back is also off target, but another offensive rebound for Hogue. And he'll draw 2 more at the free throw line. That'll be Hogue's 3rd offensive rebound and an unbelievable 10 total offensive rebounds for OU. I mean, saying that they're out-rebounding Cleveland State, both offensive and defense, would be an understatement right now. Hogue knocks down the first free throw. And a quick substitution for Cleveland State as they return Harris to the floor. Second free throw from Hogue is also good as that one rattles home. It'll also be Ryan Priest, who also joins the floor for Cleveland State. Lipscomb as well. He takes it up top, swings it over to Emery. Emery looks to cut. They're going to call another foul on OU. That's going to be their 4th. And this is, I mean, both teams sitting at 4 personal fouls, but I feel like OU's has come all within the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, they pulled one right now. They had 2 back-to-back a couple minutes ago, so it's very quickly happening.
Wonders goes down low to Harris. Harris on the block. Pump fake, goes up with the right hand, off target, offensive rebound. This is Ryan, keeps it alive. That one's off target, and it'll be rebounded by OU. Thurman moving in transition. Brody Robinson just checking back in for OU. It'll be Thurman, cross court, Brett lets one go. White, that one's off target. Thurman with it, down low, baseline. This is Garrett. Across, Brett White lets one go, that one's on target. Three-pointer for OU, 16-9 is the lead. Wonders up top, Emery, he lets one go for Cleveland State, looks to answer, and it's off target. They're gonna call a foul on the floor. That one will go on Josiah Harris, and that'll take us to immediate timeout. Score 16-9 with 11:15 to go in the first half. Oakland up by 7. You are listening to WXOU Sports on YouTube, and we will be right back with you guys. Hello everyone and welcome back to WXOU Sports on YouTube. The score 16-9, OU leading Cleveland State in this Friday night Horizon League matchup here on the blacktop. It'll be OU basketball, Robinson up top. He takes it up top, tosses it over to Thurman, lets one go from deep. Off back iron, rebounded by Cleveland State, and Harris loses it on the way out in front of their own bench, and it'll be OU ball underneath.
OU looking to gain some momentum coming out of that timeout. They're sitting at 16-9 right now. They got 11 minutes left to go in the half, so they're definitely going to want a little bit more of a lead when they're heading into halftime in a bit here.
Hogue will take it in the corner. Inbound pass over top to White. Garrett now in the corner. Back to Robinson. White, he lets one go. Contested, on target. Another three from White.
Brett White now sitting at 6 points this game, both of them being three-point shots. He's going to take the team to 19-9, 10:40 left to go in the half.
Harris cross-court pass. This is Lipscomb. He gives it up. Emery to the rim. Floats off target, and that one's going to come off the hands of OU. It'll be Vikings basketball out underneath. I mean, White, they brought him in as a transfer because of that fantastic three-point shooting, and he's showing it so far today.
Absolutely. He does a really great job at that three-point line, and it's really great to see, especially in an environment such as today when there's so many people in the crowd. So it's really nice to see everybody get hyped when he makes those shots.
Vikings will send Emery to the bench for a break. Beard returning on OU's end. Zaire Wells comes back out along with Baru. Up top now, this is Lipscomb. In the corner, Ryan. Looks to cut. Good interior defense by the Grizzlies. Cross-court pass is open, and knocking it down is Wonders. This will be OU now, heading the other direction. Robinson over to Wells. Back to Robinson. He's guarded by Beard. Wells, Beard takes that one away. Great steal there. Anticipation for the Vikings defense. And slowing it down, Cleveland State. Ball down low on the block. This is Ryan. He gives that one up to Harris, just inside the free throw line. That one's off target, rebounded by Garrett. OU in transition. White lets one go. This one's a heat check, just off target, rebounded by Cleveland State. The Vikings outlet heading the other direction. Beard now guarded by Wells. Near the sideline, in the corner, Lipscomb lets one go. High arcing shot is off target, and they're going to call another foul on the floor to Harris. I believe that's his second, both of which have been offensive, and it'll be OU basketball. Getting in the right position, score 19-12. That's going to be the sixth team foul for Cleveland State. So with 9:28 to go, they're one off of sending Oakland into the bonus. Up top now, Robinson once again with it. Beard, the defender. Robinson in the corner, Wells. Back up top to Robinson. OU's offense slowing right now. 13 on the shot clock. Inbound pass down low. Baru, he's got his back to the basket. Draws the double team. Up top, White's open, lets one go. Off target. Offensive rebound by Wells, and he puts it up for two.
Wells now sitting at 8 points this game. He's going to take the team to 21-12, 8:52 left to go.
Lipscomb up top. Wonders with it now. Guarded by Garrett. Inbound pass just to the free throw line, and the free throw line jump shot for Ryan is on target for two. Cleveland State responding, cutting the lead back down to 7. Robinson up top. Wells now. Back to Robinson. White. And Robinson, he's bumped. Fakes the three, cuts through the lane, tosses it back to White, who goes down low to Garrett. Back to the basket, off target. Great interior defense for the Vikings. Cleveland State comes up with it. And, you know, Garrett, who had a career-high night against RMU, is struggling from down low today.
Absolutely. Him and Brody Robinson both. Cleveland State has really been pressing their defense on those two to make sure that they're not getting any points up on them.
Robinson slices through the lane. That is off target, but it's an offensive rebound once again. Who else but Baru? And he's going to draw the foul. Free throws incoming for OU, and that's going to take us into a timeout. Score 21-14, 7:56 to go in the first half. You are listening to WXOU Sports on YouTube. We'll be back with you guys shortly. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to WXOU Sports on YouTube. Out of the break, the score 21-14 with 7:56 to go. OU leading the Cleveland State Vikings on this Friday night matchup. For anyone who's just joining, I am Gavin Smilowski, your play-by-play with Maryanne Sanford on color today. And the first free throw is on target for Baru. Feel free to tune in on Sunday for another Blacktop home game matchup, and of course a live stream right here on WXOU Sports as Oakland takes on the #1 Horizon League leader, Wright State. It'll be Pierre Lewis for Cleveland State. He's got it up top, guarded by Brody Robinson. Beard now up top. Down low, this is Ryan, gives it up underneath, great baseline drive. Nessa scores, and that'll bring it a little bit closer. Cleveland State with 16 now. Robinson over to White, down to Neville Larua, ball off of his hands, but it's picked up on the baseline by Hogue. That pass nearly taken away as it bounces out to Robinson. Oakland looking to reset. Hogue now, he's down low on the block, back to the basket, turnaround jump shot is off target, but it's an offensive rebound by Wells. Robinson lets one go from way downtown, off back iron, high flying rebound, and it'll be Oakland basketball underneath. And they're gonna call an out of bounds there on, I believe that's Lipscomb, as he came down with the board just slightly out underneath the basket. It'll be Brett White taking out for OU. Tosses it up over top, Robinson with it now, at the Grizzly logo. Back to White, he drives, baseline, far court pass to Wells, lets one go. That one's off target, great rebound, and they're gonna call that one on Hogue. He got just underneath Lipscomb on that rebound attempt. That'll be the fifth personal now. Fifth team foul on OU. First personal for Michael Hogue. Lipscomb will bring it up for the Vikings. Picked up at the half line by Robinson. Lipscomb, double team now up top, and they're gonna call a blocking foul on Baru. Two very quick fouls, kind of what we saw earlier about halfway through this half. And that's gonna bring the total team fouls now up to 6 for OU. Sidelines out of bounds, it'll be Lipscomb for CSU. Beard up top, guarded by Neville Larua. Back over to Lipscomb, he lets one go from way down. That one's off target. Off back iron, the high rebound allows for an easy offensive board. And the Vikings failed to convert on the putback, back out. That three's also off target, and finally Oakland comes down with it. In transition, Wells has it. He goes up and throws another one down. And one duck for Zaire Wells.
Wells standing there cheering on, hyping up that crowd right now. He's an amazing player. He's really getting the energy going. It's really great to see such nice energy here in the arena after, you know, Campy was talking about how the student section was a lot smaller in the beginning of the season. So it's really great to see it get big again.
And, you know, getting everyone here, too, that puts some pressure on OU. It's like, we finally got everyone here. Everyone's back on campus. You got to put on a show. And so far today, it's been the Zaire Wells show. I mean, a beautiful dunk in transition. He tacks on more. He's got 11 tonight. And it'll be Cleveland State basketball now. Foul called at half court on Zaire Wells. And that'll be the seventh team foul on OU. So it'll be the bonus free throws on the way for Cleveland State. Beard will take them. First free throw on the way. That one's on target, earns himself a second one. Always feel free to check out WXOU Sports on YouTube for our upcoming post-game recaps that'll be up here later this week, covering both today's game and the Wright State game on Sunday. Beard will take the second free throw as Nessa hits the bench for Cleveland State. They return wonders to the floor. Second free throw's on target. And for a team that averages just north of 80. This is a very low-scoring first half for Oakland. Wells in the corner, finds Hogue, back to the basket on the block, back out to Wells, lets one go. That one off target, rims out, rebounded by the Vikings. In transition now, this is Emery, guarded by Garrett. He crosses over, gets some space, finds the open Ryan in the corner. That one's way off. Rebounded by Wells. He's pushing the offense immediately, but slows it up. Open, Robinson from downtown. That one's off target. And OU just struggling to get into a zone from three. And a block off the backboard. What a play there by Wells. And I think they're gonna call that one goaltending. It looked like he may have chased that one down. Outstanding effort. But they're gonna award the 2 points to Cleveland State. So score now 26-20. With 5:30 to go. Oakland only up by 6. Robinson up top. Shot clock down to 15, waiting for something to happen. Robinson finds himself in the corner. Looks to go baseline, and it's deflected out of bounds by Beard. It'll remain with OU in the corner.
You know, Robinson, he's really been struggling to find a spot on the court where he can get a shot up tonight. And it definitely looked like he was kind of looking for that opening where he could pass it off and get it back and make a shot.
Robinson up top now. In the corner, White lets one go. And off the side of the backboard, and the poor shooting performance from both teams from three continues. In transition, 2 Grizzlies look to block it off the backboard, but the offensive put back for Ryan. It'll be a quick 2 for the Vikings. Robinson back up top, down low finds Hogue. He's got the easy layup on the isolation. Great play to find himself some space. And hitting the floor is Ryan. And that'll bring the lead back up to 6, 28-22, just shy of 5 minutes to go. So, I mean, one of the biggest things that is jumping off the page has got to be the team field goal percentages and specifically the team three-point percentages. I mean, Cleveland State and Oakland just shooting abysmal from three today.
Yeah, you know, both teams really struggling to find the spot from that outside line. It's very unexpected for OU specifically coming in this game, really expecting a quick, heavy lead, and they just can't really seem to find that here today. And they've only got 5 minutes left to go before halftime. So hopefully they find some sort of a momentum here before they go into halftime and then keep that going in the second half. But they're getting some high scores when you look at Cleveland versus Oakland. We've got Zaire Wells, who's having a phenomenal game here tonight. He's sitting at 11 points, and then Michael Hogue and Brett White sitting at 6 points each. So it's definitely a lot for scoring personal, but when it comes together as a team, it's just not really showing that they're able to get a lot of momentum.
Yeah, I mean, OU, a team that spreads out the offense. I mean, you average 80 points per game, and we're currently at 28, which is not nearly on pace for that number. I mean, you got 2 for 14 from three for Cleveland State and 2 for 15. And as you said, you know, this is a high-paced offensive team, but when you don't have anything that's falling from three, it puts a big hole in the offense. And I think Oakland has been able to make up for those missed three-point shots all year by relying on their incredible interior offense. But so far, the interior defense of Cleveland State has truly stepped to the challenge, slowing down guys like Baru and Garrett, 2 players that typically score quite a lot down low in the paint. And it'll be Cleveland State ball now. 3 from the corner, and that one goes down for Ryan. And just like that, it's a one-possession game. OU up by 3, 28-25. Thurman up top now as he just checks in for the Grizzlies. In the corner, Wells looks to let one go. That one's off target once again, but an offensive rebound, Oakland keeping it alive. Thurman now. In the corner, Robinson wants to get one to go, and finally knocking down a 3, and Robinson throws his hands in the air. He can't believe it, and that's his first 3 of the night, and only the 3rd made 3 for OU. It'll be Ryan now, baseline drive. Outlet pass to Wonders, lets one go. That one's off the front of the rim, rebounded by Wells. Wells now finds Thurman. 31-25 now. The score with 3:46 to go. Garrett has it. He's smothered down low. Robinson up top, 15 on the shot clock. Offense is stalling in the corner. Faking that one, dump off pass, beautiful layup, and one for Michael Hogue. What a way to get the offense going. Garrett, he's not hitting a lot, but he gets the assist and keeps the offense humming. And that's gonna take us to a break. Score 33-25, 3:34 to go in the first. Oakland opening it back up on the offense. You are listening to WXOU Sports on YouTube. We'll be right back with you guys. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to WXOU Sports on YouTube. We are live here from the OU Credit Union Arena. And if you're just joining us, Oakland is taking on the Cleveland State Vikings in this Horizon League matchup, second of the 3 home games here on the blacktop. And they are leading 33-25 with 3:34 to go in the first half. Hogue on the free throw line after the made basket and one attempt on the way. And he will knock it down. That extends the lead to 9. Emery now up top, swings it over to Beard, who returns for Cleveland State. In the corner, Nessa gives it up, and that one's blocked. Beautiful block at the backboard. And another block for OU. And both the big men down low, Neville Arua and Garrett, get back-to-back blocks to take the ball back down the floor.
You know, it's looking like they're starting to get that momentum here before going into halftime, which is really nice to see.
Thurman now out there with Robinson, both guards. Thurman up top, guarded by Emery. He cuts, blows by Emery in the corner. Garrett lets one go. And finally the threes are falling here at OU. Another one on target. This one's from Garrett. 12-point lead, 37-25, with just shy of 3 minutes to go in the first half. Driving is Emery, gives it up. Beard looks to attack, guarded by Thurman. Back to Emery. Double teamed just outside the 3-point line. This is Beard, he cuts through the lane, hop step down to the block. Outlet pass to Wonders, who lets one go from 3, and that one's off target. And an offensive rebound leads to the foul from Baru. It'll be free throws on the way for Cleveland State.
Baru currently sitting at 2 personal fouls. So he's definitely going to have to be watching in this second half to make sure he's not pulling any more and getting into foul trouble.
And they're going to do, I'm not sure what's, 1-and-1. Just quick whistle to confirm. First free throw on the way. That one's off target, rebounded by Hogue. And OU bail out on that possession on the missed free throw from Pierre-Louis. Thurman up top, guarded by Emery. Swings it over to Robinson. He's got it at the Belfour logo. Back to Thurman, just outside the three-point line. He's picked up by Emery and Wonders. Finds Robinson now as he comes back across the three-point line. OU just skimming along that three-point arc, looking to try to get something inside. 4 seconds on the shot clock. It's in the hands of Brew. He's going to have to let this one go at the buzzer, off the backboard, but just off target. Rebounded by Cleveland State, now in transition the other direction. Emery finds Beard in transition, lets one go from 3. That one's off target. Good box out from Hogue. He gives the ball up in transition. 2-on-1 OU, Robinson and Garrett. And Robinson takes it on his own. He's fouled. 2 free throws on the way for the OU point guard.
Robinson, again, he's been held back this game by the Cleveland State defense. Currently sitting at 3 points, so he's definitely going to be looking to make these 2 free throws here to get his points up.
You know, a player that typically averages just shy of 16. I mean, him and Garrett, 2 guys that average just shy of 16, have really not been in a rhythm. As you know, Brody misses that first free throw, not something you typically see from him. And Baru's going to take a quick break as Brett White returns. And for Cleveland State's end, you've got Harris coming back in, and he'll give Pierre Luis a break. Beard up top now for Cleveland State. The Vikings score 38-25, down by 13 with 1:35 to go here in the first half on the blacktop. Beard guarded closely by Thurman, just along the three-point line. Harris swings it into the corner. Letting one go is Emery. That one's off the front of the rim. Rebounded by OU in transition. We've got a one-on-one Hogue. Oversized. He attacks the smaller Beard for 2.
That'll take Michael Hogue into double digits here tonight. And they'll take the team to 40-25 with 1 minute left to go in the half.
Nissa now gives that one away. And we've got a 3-on-1. Brody's taking it on his own. He goes up off target, put back from Thurman's off target, and it somehow ends up in the hands of White, who misses the layup, gets the putback, and 1. What a possession for OU. That might have been the most broken layup that I've seen, at least so far tonight. And that's going to tack on more. That's now 20 offensive rebounds for OU, who have 36 total rebounds on the game. I mean, unbelievable numbers down low. You'd expect that they'd have more points than they do, as they're now up to 42, taking off in these last couple of minutes. Emery now with it, gives it up to Beard. Robinson with the defenders on defense. Beard, double team, Thurman. Backing off as Robinson will end up with Wonders in the corner. Just beyond the three-point arc, Wonders has it. Cross court to Emery. He looks to attack, and they're going to call another foul on the drive, and the OU coaching staff is livid at that call. Maybe a little bit softer than we'd expect from what they've been allowing to go so far, but nevertheless, here comes free throws for Cleveland State. And the lead now has stretched all the way out to 18. Oakland playing unbelievable basketball right now. That free throw off target, I don't think the only reason that free throw would have been missed was definitely the 2 kids who were sitting underneath the basket, making as much noise as they could have. That's what you need from the OU crowd, a little bit of craziness, and it does work.
Absolutely.
And that's going to take us to a timeout. 28 seconds to go. We're going to stay here through the 32nd as Zaire Wells looks to return. So, you know, speaking on that kid, shout out to him. Fantastic defense there on the free throw attempt. Maryanne, the crowd has had a huge impact tonight, hasn't it?
Absolutely. You know, Zaire Wells, we've seen him score a lot here tonight. Every time, you know, he's gone up for those dunks and made them, and the crowd goes insane. And it's really nice to see a big crowd here finally in the season, as it's kind of been a little difficult with, you know, some campus closures and everything to get people out here to the games. So we're coming back strong for the second semester. It's really nice to see us off to such a great start for this season.
And, you know, bringing out such a performance in front of all these people, so important to bring people back. And that'll take us out of the timeout. 43-25 for anyone just tuning in. 28 seconds to go in the first half. Oakland with a massive 18-point lead. It'll be Robinson with the ball now, taking it out of bounds. And a little bit of confusion as I think Wells checked in a bit too early. And Cleveland State head coach upset at that. And it'll be Wells who will end up checking in the game after all that discussion. Robinson up top with it. Nessa, the defender. Robinson, he's double teamed quickly. Emery comes to help, and he almost beats the double team. They're going to call a foul on the way through. And it'll be free throws now on the way for Robinson.
Robinson, who missed one of his free throws on his last time out, so hopefully he's going to be looking to make both of them this time.
And first free throw on target. Marshall will check back in for OU. And the second free throw is also good. And just like that, Oakland has stretched this small single possession lead all the way out to 20 within the last couple of minutes. They are actually on, 17-0 run over the last 4 minutes, tearing apart this Cleveland State defense. It'll be Emery up top, gives it up. Down low to Nessa, who attacks, looks to break that streak, and he does as it falls. With 1 second on the shot clock, that one's up just at the end, and that'll take us to halftime. Score 45-27. Oakland stretching that lead out to 18 just before the half. You're listening to WXOU Sports on YouTube, and we will be back with you guys shortly for half number 2. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to WXOU Sports on YouTube. We are live here from half number 2 on the blacktop. OU taking on Cleveland State, up 45-27 out of the break. And just like that, a couple of seconds in, Cleveland State's got a quick bucket as Ryan knocks one down. Robinson, outlet to Garrett. He attacks the rim, spin move up with the right hand, and knocks it down. I mean, it's gotten to the point that that's almost his signature shot right there. That floater just outside of the interior arc. He gets 2 more for OU, bring the lead back up to 18. Up top now, this is Beard. Leading scorer for Cleveland State. In the corner now, Priest Ryan with it. Cuts through the lane, good handoff down low. But that shot on the baseline is off target. It's going to come off the hands of Baru as him and Harris fight for a rebound. Cleveland State will retain possession out underneath the basket. It'll be Lipscomb taking it out underneath. Inbounds back to Lipscomb, and he knocks it down right at the buzzer. Great drawn-up play there for Cleveland State to tack on 3. Up top now, it'll be Wells with it. Guarded by Ryan. Wells, down low pass to an open Hogue, but it's off of his hands. Heading the other way, 2-on-1, Beard with Lipscomb, and it blocked at the rim, but they're definitely gonna get goaltending on that one. Coach Summers for Cleveland State was adamant. And they're gonna tack on the 2. Lead now 13, 47-34. Oakland with the lead. Just over a minute and a half gone in the second half. Robinson with it. Pass down to the baseline. Baru, he draws the double team. Robinson tries to find some space, cuts through the lane, and he's gonna get caught just down low. Back out to him in the corner. Baseline pass to Hogue, and he loses that one again. Back-to-back possessions. And they're gonna call a timeout. I believe they're going to give that one to Cleveland State. Once again, coaching staff for Cleveland State adamant that that one was a foul, and that's going to take us to a quick, I want to say, yep, they're going to give them the timeout. So quick timeout. Score 47-34, 13-point lead for Oakland. Just under 2 minutes gone here in the second half. You're listening to WXOU Sports on YouTube. We will take a quick break, and we'll be right back with you shortly. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to WXOU Sports on YouTube. Out of that timeout, it'll be Cleveland State basketball down by 13. OU with the lead with 2 minutes past here in the second half. Up top, Lipscomb with it for the Vikings. Down into the corner, Ryan. Ryan gives it up. Nessa with it, and he goes off glass for 2. And tacking on 2 more, and just like that, that 18-point halftime lead has been cut down to 11. Robinson up top finds White, who just checks in for OU. White double teams. Garrett wide open, throws one down. Beautiful dunk for Isaac Garrett.
Isaac Garrett starting to find those openings here in the second half, which is really nice to see after he was held back in that first half.
And an alley-oop there. Layup put in by Ryan. Good play for Cleveland State to answer. Robinson with it. Full swing over to Garrett. He looks to attack. Gives it up to Wells now, just outside the three-point arc. Back up to Robinson at the Grizzly logo. Down low, ball nearly deflected now. In the corner, Nivalarua back up top, White. We've got 10 on the shot clock. They find Garrett down on the block, and that shot is going to be blocked. Heading back the other direction now are the Vikings. Beard with it on the solid defensive stand for Cleveland State. They look to bring this into single digits. In the corner, Ryan lets one go. Off target, but there's no one there rebounding for the Grizzlies, and an easy put back for 2. And the energy that we had getting into the second, or going into halftime, just seems to be absent now. Wells up top now with it. Hands it off to Nivalarua. Guru to Robinson. Takes the 3, lets one go. On target, Brody Robinson knocks one down.
Brody Robinson starting to find those openings in the second half. Again, him and Isaac Garrett were held back a bunch in that first half, and they were having a lot of defense played on them by Cleveland State, so it's really nice to see them get those openings.
Priest down low. Ball nearly taken away. Good defense there, and they're going to call a foul, and Robinson can't believe it. He thought he was there for the jump ball. And that one, I believe, will be the first team foul of the half for either team, with just shy of 4 minutes past, 16-12 to go. 52-40 is the lead for OU, up by 12. 20 on the shot clock, ball out underneath the basket for Cleveland State. All the way back up top, reset to Lipscomb. Nessa with it now. He backs up, looks to attack, drives down to the rim, up with the right hand. Nice shot off the glass for 2. Robinson now heading the other direction for OU as he's slowed up quickly by that Cleveland State defense. Takes one from way downtown, off target, off the back of the iron. A bit of a heat check early in the shot clock, doesn't pay off. Once again, Cleveland State heads down and knocks down the easy floater. Great transition play there from Trey Beard to bring it back to within 8. Robinson with it. He looks to attack. In the corner now. Nivalarua with it, guarded by Harris. Robinson back into the own corner. Tosses it out, safety. Wells now comes through the center. Layup on the way up, and one bucket for Zaire Wells.
Zaire Wells now sitting at 13 points for the game. He's a top scorer right now. He's really hitting it off for this game, which is really nice to see. He's going to take the team to 54-44, 15-18 left to go.
That's going to take us into a timeout. You are listening to WXOU Sports on YouTube, and we will be right back with you guys after this quick break. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to WXOU Sports on YouTube. Score 54-44 out of the break. 10-point lead for Oakland. Make that 11 after Zaire Wells converts the and one into 3 points. Up top, it'll be Lipscomb running the point for the Vikings. Finds Ryan. Full swing over to Beard. Still just beyond the 3-point arc. Has pretty much been where the Vikings offense has ran today. Beard now draws the double team. Finds Ryan, cross-court pass, Summers. And he's well contested, and that pass is errant out of the way. One-on-one, Lipscomb and Robinson. Robinson goes up, great transition defense for Cleveland State. And they have a 4-on-2, just the big man back for Oakland. And that's gonna result in a missed shot. Great defense there for OU. And just like that, Neville LaRue is coming the other direction. He's got Summers on him, and one basket headed the other way. And somehow, OU turns a 4-on-2 from Cleveland State into possibly 3 points on the other end.
Baru, he's one of those other players that's kind of been held back this game by the Cleveland State defense. He's only got 7 points this game, so he's definitely working hard to get those points up.
The free throw goes 58-44 with just over 5 passed here in the second half. 14-point lead for Oakland. Lipscomb has it. Hands it off to a driving Ryan. And just like that, Priest Ryan knocks one down, bringing it back to 12. Ryan has been having a fantastic game for Cleveland State today. White up top. Robinson tosses into the corner to Wells. Looks to cut. Into the corner now. White lets one go off the back of the iron, but it's a putback there. Wells is there for the offensive rebound and the 2. Beard up top now. Guarded by Baru. He's got the mismatch. Tosses it over to Lipscomb. Lipscomb looks to sneak a pass through, but it's going to go off the legs of Garrett. Out of bounds, ball underneath the basket for Cleveland State. Hogue returns to the floor, taking out Garrett. Beard sends it in. Harris now. Over to Ryan. Ryan looks to cut. That shot a little too strong off the glass on the layup attempt. Headed the other way is OU. Wells with it. Down low on the block is Baru. He goes up and under. That one's off target. Good rebound by the Vikings. Harris tears it down. Headed the other way now is Beard. Summers lets one go in transition from 3. Off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Oakland. Wells is there. He moves the other way. Spins, cuts through the lane, finds some space, lets one go and knocks it down. What a night from Zaire Wells.
Zaire Wells, he's now going to be sitting at 18 points for this game. He's just absolutely phenomenal game for him tonight. You know, he's just one of those players that he's always there on the court, but you never really see him stand out, and he's really having a standout game tonight, which is amazing to see.
And it'll be a foul headed the other direction. I believe they're going to call this one a transition take foul. And Robinson, who had the steal and was grabbed on the way through, stopping possession. So it'll be a free throw and the ball for Oakland. Good work once again by the OU defense. And it'll be 2 free throws for the transition take foul. Not something that's called very often. It was implemented into the NBA a couple of years back to stop those transition fouls that were used to halt possessions for about a year. They put the foul into play, and it did wonders on the professional level. So a year later, they bring it down to the college level, and once again, showing its face here. It'll be OU basketball after the free throws. 64-46. Lead for the Grizzlies. Up top now, Robinson slices a pass into Wells, and he almost loses it. Great defense there by Hill for Cleveland State as he sees his first minutes of the game. Wells lets one go from 3, knocks it down. Zaire Wells having an unbelievable night for Oakland.
Zaire Wells, you know, that's going to take him to 20 points. He's averaging 9.5 a game, so it's just an absolutely phenomenal game for him here tonight. He's going to take Oakland to 67 points, Cleveland State at 46, 12 minutes left to go.
And the basket there by Cleveland State brings the lead back to 19 now. Hogue cuts through the lane, tosses one up, and just like that, extends it beyond 20.
Michael Hogue, another player in the double digits. He's at 13 here tonight, so he's also having a pretty good game for the Grizzlies.
That pass taken away. Again, Oakland. Robinson with it. Off the glass. Beautiful layup there, and Oakland is blowing this thing open tonight. Hill, he takes off for Cleveland State. Great defense and another steal. That's 3 straight possessions that Oakland has taken it away. White lets one go. That one just off target. You could hear the crowd. They wanted that one to fall. And just like that, Oakland on an absolute tear. 13-2 run over the last 2 minutes. 71-48 with 11:23 to go here in the second half. This will take us to a media timeout. You are listening to WXOU Sports on YouTube. We'll be right back with you. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to WXOU Sports on YouTube. Score out of the break, 71-48, and immediately Zaire Wells knocks down another one. 73-48, massive lead right now for Oakland over Cleveland State. That one's taken away again. Oakland in transition one more time. The lob, just off target from Thurman. We thought Wells was going to throw it down. Cleveland State heads the other direction, and a wide open layup there for Giddens, as he also sees his first minutes of the night. A little bit too excited on that transition play, the Grizzlies. Wells now, he looks to cut, finds Garrett, lets one go. I mean, that one's on target. We had a perfect line of sight from that one. We saw it in off of his hands.
Isaac Garrett finally getting into double digits with 10 points. He's going to take the Golden Grizzlies to 76-50 with 10:20 left to go.
And up top now, this will be Hill. Hill drives. Ball as he's pinned down on the block. Good defense by Thurman. That shot way off. Rebounded by Hogue. He attacks, lobs that up to Garrett, throws it down. That's the lob we were looking for. 2 more for IG.
Really great shot to get that energy up in the arena coming out of that timeout. Really, really great to see for the Golden Grizzlies to hit it off here towards the end of this game with 10 minutes left to go. They're going to be sitting at 78-50, so it's really nice to see them get that lead after struggling in the beginning of the game and in the beginning of this half, kind of working hard to find that momentum, and they've really found it here now.
I mean, it's much better than what we were seeing at the beginning of the first half. It looked a little scary. You know, hey, how is this team, if they're going to play like this, is this something they're going to be able to do and compete with Wright State? But as you said, I mean, Maryanne, this is a little bit different. I mean, they're blowing out this second half. Absolutely. Up by nearly 30.
Yeah, they really started to find that momentum at the 12-minute mark. They just really hit it off right there. You know, right now we've got Zaire Wells with 23 points, Michael Hogue with 13, Isaac Garrett now at 12, Brody Robinson at 13. We've got all these players hitting double digits after they were struggling to find that in the first half on the Cleveland State defense. So it's really nice.
And it'll be Hill taking it out for the Vikings. Lipscomb returns to the floor. And the Vikings have Lipscomb, Giddens, Nessa, Pierre, Luis, and Hill all out there. Bit of a different lineup than we've seen recently, getting a little bit deeper into that bench. You know, giving some guys some minutes and giving them a chance to get on and play in the Horizon League setting. It'll be a quick foul called on OU. The second team foul this half. Hill now with it for the Vikings. Gives it back to Lipscomb. He's got Baru, the defender. Thurman switches on. Still up near the logo. Barely gets that pass off. Pierre Luis gives it up from the free throw line. Nice shot there by Giddens. And Cleveland State answers with a quick 2. And it'll be Thurman up top now for Oakland. Nearly travels, just gets it away. Controlling traffic is Baru. Tosses it over to Garrett, doing the same thing. And they're going to call a foul off ball. I think they're going to give this one to Lipscomb. And OU, really one of the big things too in this half is turning around that three-point shot. They're now shooting 7 for 25 after starting the game 2 for 17. And pass taken away off the inbounds by Lipscomb. Good read for Cleveland State. Heading the other direction is Nessa. That one's off target, and it's going to be rebounded once again by Oakland. Bounces around, ends up back in the hands of the Vikings as they come out with a nice possession there, attacking the rim. Pierre Luis, and he knocks that one down for 2. The lead now 28, 78-54 with about 8:47 to go. The energy in the arena coming down a little bit as Oakland kind of settles with a nice lead here. Garrett to White. Lipscomb, the defender, in the corner. Hogue drives baseline. He looks to stuff it, but it's blocked. Great defensive play. Ball ends up back in the hands of the Grizzlies, and a foul called on Cleveland State. I mean, that one could have been nasty if he was able to throw it down.
Absolutely. You know, it would have gotten the energy really going here after we've settled down a little bit, as you said.
And it'll be free throws on the way for Baru. Feel free to tune in to WXOU Sports live streams here on Sunday, taking on Oakland, taking on the Horizon League #1 Wright State. They lost at Wright State over that Christmas break period, and since then, they have turned it up, winning every Horizon League game since then, and they currently sit at 4-1. As for Wright State, they're also at 4-1 along with the Grizzlies, taking on Detroit Mercy right now in Detroit, leading that game. So both teams looking to come out with wins today to prep themselves for the game on Sunday. Hill up top, tosses it over to Nissa. He's guarded closely as he cuts down to the lane to the block, gives that pass up into the corner. 3 off back iron, rebounded by Oakland. In transition now, they slow it up. Thurman with it, tosses it over to Garrett. Just beyond the three-point arc, White lets one go. That one off target, and it's a poor rebound attempt there for Cleveland State as Pierre Lewis and Giddens bump into each other and lose it out of bounds. Ball remains with the Golden Grizzlies out under the basket. That pass taken away again. This will be Nessa in transition, open dunk. And a big dunk there to cut the lead to 24. 80-56 now, Oakland up, 7:48 to go. Thurman now with it up top at the logo, guarded by Hill, gives it up. Hogue, ball nearly taken away. Good defense there by Giddens, and that's gonna take us to a media timeout. 80-56 is the score, 7:38 to go in this half. We're gonna take a quick break. You are listening to WXOU Sports on YouTube. We will be back with you guys shortly. Hello everybody and welcome back to WXOU Sports on YouTube. Out of the timeout, Oakland with a commanding lead, 80-56 with 7:38 to go in the second half here on the blacktop. For anyone that's just joining, I am Gavin Smilowski, your play-by-play, and to my right is Maryanne Sanford, our color. As we head to the end of half number 2, Oakland up by 24. Robinson with it. He's got it in the corner, looks to attack Hill. Baseline pass. This is Neville Larua down on the block. He draws the double team, leaves Robinson open. That one off back iron. Good rebound by White. And tipping it away is Cleveland State in transition now. Coming to the rim. Good attack there. Cleveland State the 3-on-2, and they're going to get free throws. And that'll be a foul on Marshall. Free throws on the way from Priest Ryan.
That'll be Warren Marshall's first foul of the game, so he's been doing pretty good.
That's one thing that happens with more of a high-powered offense, and especially a high-energy arena, is you get guys that, you know, they want to get back on offense, and all that energy you get from these dunks transitions to defense. So you'll end up with these errant fouls, maybe something you shouldn't do, getting a little bit too excited. But Oakland's been doing a pretty good job keeping that slowed down. as we get a quick foul off ball. This one's going to go on Hill. Oakland will take it out. Yes, only, I mean, right now doing a great job controlling their fouls. Down low, Baru has it as he's nearly quadruple teamed and somehow ends up with 2. Great basket from Baru.
Baru will take it to 82-58, a little under 7 minutes left to go in the game.
Hill with it. Tosses it back over. Just beyond the three-point line. Nissa with it. He attacks. Ball nearly taken away, and that's going to be the second personal called on Marshall. And one of the things we mentioned earlier in this game, and it was something that came up pretty often in that Robert Morris game, was the free throw attempts. I mean, Oakland shot amazing, upwards of, I think, just north of 90% from free throw. Garrett going 100% from free throw, I believe 15 for 15 in that game against Robert Morris last time here at home. And they've done the same thing today. They're 21 for 23 from the free throw line, while they've maintained only 8 free throw attempts for Cleveland State. So they're getting to the line on one end, and they're contesting well on the other end. Offensive board for Cleveland State. Ball bounces around. Marshall hits the floor and ends up with it. And it somehow ends up back in the hands of Cleveland State, attacking now the Vikings, and they've got 2 as Nissa puts one down. And a bit of a broken possession, the lead 82-60 with 6 to go. Robinson guarded by Hill at the logo. And they're going to call another foul on Hill, and once again, I think that's going to be the 7th personal on Cleveland State.
Vikings foul number 23, Manny Hill. His second personal.
And that's going to be, free throws on the way, 1-1, as Oakland heads into the bonus. So attacking the free throw line, or attacking once again, has earned them plenty of attempts at the line, and they have converted almost all of them except for that one, just off target. And it'll be the Vikings heading the other way. Ryan down to Hill from the baseline. That jump shot's off target, and bringing down another one is Baru. That's now 46 total rebounds from the Grizzlies. 47, I'm sorry, massively out-rebounding Cleveland State, who's currently sitting at 32. Hogue has it as he had just checked back into the game. Tosses it down low. Back out in the corner now is White. Lets one go and knocks one down. That's his shot just in front of the bench. Lipscomb for the Vikings. He ends up down on the baseline. Ryan with it. Keeps it back out to Lipscomb. Guarded by Nivalarua as he resets back out near the Grizzly logo. And that's going to be a foul called on the floor. This one will be assessed to White, and that'll be the 5th team foul for Oakland. 3rd personal for White. And just as we were talking about, avoiding the fouls on defense, they start to pick up here near the end. Lipscomb inbound to Hill at the logo, guarded by Thurman, who returns for OU. Lipscomb lets one go. That one's way off target, off the hands of Wells. It'll be Cleveland State ball underneath the basket. Hill with it. Inbounds to Nissa, who attacks out underneath. Reverse layup with the opposite hand gets him 2. 85-62 is the score now, just shy of 5 minutes to go. Thurman with it, taking his time, letting the clock run. Presses in, bumps into Hill, swings the pass into the corner. Marshall, who attacks, outlet pass finds White. Down on the baseline now, Wells, back to Marshall, who attacks, hangs with the defender, and knocks down the 2.
Warren Marshall putting up his first points of the game. He's going to take the Golden Grizzlies to 87-62 with 4 minutes left to go in the game. So it's starting to get a little bit more momentum here to get a bigger lead.
That shot from Ryan is off target, just barely rolls out. So another good defensive possession for the Grizzlies. Wells with it, picks up his dribble, and they're going to call a travel on that one as he was moving. And that's going to take us to a timeout. You are listening to WXOU Sports on YouTube We will take a quick break for this media timeout. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to WXOU Sports on YouTube. Out of the break, it'll be Oakland ball. Coming the other direction, Hogue with it. He attacks and one basket. Just pouring salt in the wound. I mean, a lot of salt in the wound. I mean, you get an and one bucket up 27. What are you supposed to do as a Cleveland State player?
Yeah, it's a phenomenal game from Michael Hogue as well, you know, along with Zaire Wells. Michael Hogue, he was a strong transfer coming in. He was pretty late into the season with an injury, and he's been having a really great game here tonight. He's now sitting at 16 points. He's going to take the Golden Grizzlies to 90-62 with 3 minutes left to go.
I mean, I think a reason that Oakland is able to beat these teams down so bad offensively is the fact that they have so many players who can attack from all over. I mean, you don't just have one guy who's going out and scoring a bunch. I mean, yes, averages-wise, you're looking at a couple that have the most, but you have different players that can go off on different nights. Last game, it was Garrett. You know, the night before, Brody Robinson played well. Today, you've got Hogue and you've got Wells. It's different people every time. And that makes things very difficult for scouting and preparing for opposite teams. I mean, what are you supposed to do for, like, Wright State when you look at these past couple of games? And it's been different people each time. So if you target your sort of defensive scheme around one person, OU knows that they have someone else that can fill that scoring void. That shot is off target once again for Cleveland State. Just crossing the 3-minute mark, 90-64 is the lead. That one just off target. Free throws on the way from Hogue. And once again, I think if you're a big fan of Buddy's Pizza, you gotta love Oakland. I mean, they've been playing unbelievable this season, getting free buddies. There was buddies last week when they played. There's buddies today. I mean, a great promotion that OU does, and thank God they have such a good team to come out here and help push it.
One more for Michael Hogue.
Hogue knocks down the first one. And he goes 2 for 2 at the line. Lead 28 now with 2:50 to go. That pass into the corner. Summers with it. So that's Wonders. Wonders back up to Jones, who sees his first minutes of the game. That shot, not even close. Heading the other direction now is OU. Marshall with it, the 3-on-2, hands it off to Wells. In the corner now is Yeager, who comes in. That shot from the corner off target. And OU getting up there. That's MJ Yeager, who saw some minutes in the last game. And a shot on the other end from Lipscomb. And that'll bring the game 92-66 with 2:10 to go. Thurman looks to attack. And that one's on target. Everyone's scoring today as Thurman gets his first points of the game. He's been playing phenomenal with the 14 minutes he's been in there. Lipscomb. And that shot off target once again. And Oakland again heading the other way now. Thurman up top. Wells hands it off to Yeager, lets one go, and knocks it down. MJ Yeager. You can see that the OU bench was waiting for that one.
MJ Yeager, he's going to take the score to 97-66 with 1 minute left to go in the game. Absolutely phenomenal shot to get the energy up here at the end of this game. I mean, it's been a really great game, and it's nice to see MJ Yeager get that point, like those points, after he's kind of not been seen for this season. So
he had early season attempts when they played Alma, but wasn't seen all the way up until the last game versus RMU. But he comes in today and he knocks down that shot to put some points for him on the game. And OU, a couple points off again of eclipsing 100. Unbelievable offense performance again for the Grizzlies, up by 31 right now. Lipscomb. He knocks that down. 97-67. And a 30-point game for OU, and we're going to get a quick timeout. A little bit of discussion between the refs and the Vikings center, St. Hilaire. Second free throw on the way. Brings it back to within 29. Minute and a half to go. Thurman with it up top. Lipscomb, the defender. Thurman guarded closely by Jones. Gives it up down low. In the corner, Yeager. Cross-court pass, finds Thurman, lets one out. That one off the back of the rim, off the top of the backboard. Good rebound by the Vikings. Out in transition, Lipscomb has the 1-on-2. He takes it on his own and knocks it down. Good play for Lipscomb. Thurman now, the point guard for the Grizzlies. He cuts through the lane. Out to Yeager, lets another one go from the same spot. That one's off target. Rebounded off the hands of Wonders. It'll stay with OU with 53 seconds to go.
OU finishing up this game after they had a slow start. Now every single player has gotten some points up in the game, which is really nice to see.
Pass into Garrett. That one off target. Rebound heading the other direction. Lipscomb. He's got it. Goes to the lane and knocks down another one. Lipscomb, he's got 13 now. Thurman now with 40 seconds to go. He'll be picked up by Jones at half court. Thurman looks to drive again. Goes up with the opposite hand. That ball rolls out. Rebounded by CSU. Headed the other direction are the Vikings. Jones goes to the rim. Layup off glass. That's good for two, and that's going to bring us to no shot clock, and that's going to be the game as OU walks it out. The Golden Grizzlies, once again, beautiful performance at home. They're going to take this one by 23 with a tall foe ahead. Sunday, live here on WXOU. It'll be Oakland taking on the Horizon League #1 Wright State. Thank you guys all for listening. This has been a WXOU broadcast. We will see you guys all on Sunday.